The first card you have for your past is the Nine of Cups. So, yes, this can be a little bit about satisfaction, can be about smugness as well. It can be about wishes coming through, things going right for you, that kind of thing. I'm seeing a few different things in this card. I'm seeing you feeling kind of finally satisfied with something that you've achieved or you'd achieved. And yeah, I'm seeing that feeling the satisfaction is actually quite an unusual feeling for you. Because a lot of people see you as someone who's very forceful, someone who's almost fearless, that you don't care how you appear to people, how you do things. But actually, you're not like that at all. You're a very careful person. You can even be very anxious inside yourself and making sure that everything's done properly, really worried about how you come across to other people. I'm seeing that, in the past, before you came to this kind of more satisfied place, yes, people are beeping their horn. As soon as I start, they start. Yeah, so before all of this, before you came to this feeling of being more satisfied in yourself and what you were doing for yourself, I'm seeing that you had a time of being the opposite. You had a time of being unsatisfied, dissatisfied with yourself, feeling very anxious, really not happy with what you were doing. I'm seeing that maybe you were fixing things, maybe you were even doing things over and over again, trying to make sure everything was right. And yeah, I just saw this as well, so I'll say what I'm seeing. Try not to second guess yourself too much, because I'm seeing you doing this a lot more lately. This was before you came to this time of feeling a lot more settled, a lot better. But before that, there was a long time where you're kind of doing something and then saying to yourself, oh, that's not right, I have to do that again. Or, oh, maybe I said that wrong, maybe I did that wrong, maybe I spoke to that person in the wrong way, maybe I'm not coming across properly, maybe I made a mistake, what are people going to think of me? I'm seeing all of that was going on inside your head. And but then, you did come to a time where you got over all of that and you did feel a lot happier within yourself. You might have just said to yourself, look, I just can't feel like this anymore. I'm just going to have to ignore all of my own kind of feelings inside myself and just do things, just get things done. And, whatever happens, happens. And then when you kind of relaxed a little bit more, that's when you felt a little bit more satisfied, and then your confidence grew from that. That's what I'm seeing. But I'm also seeing that, if you look at this man on this card, he looks very satisfied, but he's alone. So you could have been isolating yourself as well a little bit at this time. Maybe you just weren't around a lot of people at this time. I keep on getting this feeling of you feeling finally satisfied. Finally, I feel a little bit better about myself, about what I'm doing, but I'm by myself. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting around this card. So the next card you have for your past is the Six of Wands. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of mixed messages around this card, and you're a very complex person. What you see on the outside is usually the opposite of what goes on the inside. That's what I'm seeing a lot around this and the Nine of Cups. Yeah, I'll try to tell you what I'm kind of seeing in this. You did have people around you. Now I'm seeing that, yes, you felt like you were alone, but you did have people who were actually around you. You had some people who actually wanted to support you at this time. But yes, you still felt alone. That's what I'm seeing. It's a very strange contrast. It was like you were connecting with some people, but then you weren't feeling that any of these connections were very deep. There might have been shallow connections, not very deep connections. You probably could have gotten closer to some of these people. I'm seeing two people who definitely wanted to get closer to you at this time, but you might have been resisting. For a few different reasons. You were very busy at this time. I'm seeing that was what was happening in the Nine of Cups. You're working on whatever things you're working on. But I'm also seeing that you had this feeling that you had people around you, but you didn't want to let a lot of these people very close to you, because you might have still been thinking about who can I trust and who can't I trust. And I think there was someone around you who you couldn't trust. and you kind of getting a kind of a feeling that was kind of a bit of a fallout from that. So you had this kind of, I couldn't trust this person, I thought I could, and now I had these people around me. Some people want to get close to me. I'm not sure whether I want to let them close to me, because I'm not sure whether I can truly trust them. But I know they're around me, I know they're supporting me, and I am grateful, and I am telling them that. But I don't want to let them in as closely as some of these people want to be let in. I hope that makes sense. I hope I've explained that properly, because it was it was a little bit difficult to articulate what I was seeing. So the last card you have for your past is Death. So yes, this is this person who you couldn't trust. This is someone who you kind of had to let go of. This is someone who you decided that you just could not keep on with this person. Now I am seeing a little bit of something that might have been hidden with this person. They might not have told you everything. Now for a long time you were trying to work with this. You were trying to work with this person. You were trying to let them in. This could be a love connection or an old love connection. I am seeing a little bit of ambiguity between whether you're friends or whether you are feeling a love connection with them, or whether you were at this time. There's a lot of kind of mixed things around this. You know, it might have been that you were with them in a relationship and then you became friends. I see this a lot in your readings, and this is probably the same person I keep on seeing coming up again. You've had a lot of kind of backwards and forwards with this person, but then I think, you know, you kind of said to yourself, you know, I can't really trust what they're saying. I get this really deep feeling of untrust or mistrust around this person. So I'm finally going to let this go. I'm finally deciding I'm going to let this go. Not just physically, but inside of yourself, because there could have been a part of you who was thinking, maybe it might work, maybe I might, you know, go back to this person again. I'm just not sure. I'm leaving it up in the air. But now at this time, you're not leaving it up in the air anymore. That's it. It's final. That's what I'm seeing in this card. So the first card you have for your present is the Knight of Wands. So I'm feeling a lot more positive when I'm looking at your present. I'm seeing that, yes, after a long time of kind of second guessing yourself, second guessing other people, not sure whether you can trust the people that are around you, all of that kind of thing, you're finally coming back into yourself at this time. You're more yourself, you're getting your confidence back, and yes, you are going to be a lot more impulsive. It's in your nature to do that. And before, you know, you're quite cautious, worrying about how you're coming across, worrying about whether you're doing the right thing or not. And now at this time, you're over all of that. You're just going to come across. You're just going to jump ahead, and you're going to say, right, this is what I want to do. I'm going to go and do this. I don't care what people think or what people say, which is the real you. This is you. And this is what you're going to do. So I am actually seeing that someone could have said that, I'm seeing the word dreaming. So maybe someone was saying to you, oh, you can't do that, you can't achieve that, you're dreaming. This is just a dream. And yeah, I keep on seeing this is a dream. This is a dream. This is only a dream. Someone's saying this to you, or they're saying something like that to you. They're saying you can't do what you want to do. You're just dreaming. You're just dreaming. That's what I keep on seeing in this. And this is what I'm seeing someone telling you at this time. And this is like a red rag to a bull to you. If someone says to you, you can't achieve that, you're just dreaming, your reaction is to say, just watch me, I'm going to do this. And that's what's happening in the Knight of Wands. Now you are going to be feeling, or you are feeling, really determined to do this, despite what anyone else says to you. You are still going to be feeling a little bit inside yourself, oh, I'm nervous, I'm not sure whether I'm going to be in control of this. Because if you look at this horse, he's completely out of control. The knight's trying to keep it under control, trying to go to wherever it wants to go. So you might still have a little bit of this feeling inside yourself of, oh, I'm not sure if I'm in control of this. But that doesn't matter. You're still going to go ahead and do this. So that's the feeling I'm getting around this. It's kind of like you're going to say to this person, I'll show you. I'll show you I can do this. That's what I'm getting around this. The next card you have for your present is the Queen of Wands. More action. So this is so Aries. Again, this is you coming into yourself. You're going to start to put a lot of things in motion, I'm seeing at this time. A lot of projects, a lot of things that were kind of sitting around. I'm actually seeing a lot of things were sitting around you kind of half done, things that you wanted to do, but you kind of put them aside because you're really a little bit unsure of yourself. But now at this time, you're going to pick everything up. You're going to start working on all of this again. This is you at your best, productive, forceful, but also organized. I'm seeing you starting to kind of organize things at this time. Usually you're not the most organized person, I've got to say, but you are getting a little bit more organized at this time. I'm seeing you putting things into categories and kind of saying, right, that belongs over there, that belongs in that section, and that belongs over there, and then I'll do this at this time. And you're kind of planning a lot more. So I'm also getting the words, take me as I am or leave me, take me as I am or leave me, if that makes sense. So this could be why I'm seeing you kind of finally letting this person go in the Death card, because I'm seeing a few things around this. I'm seeing that this person might have expected you to change in some way or expected you to be some other way. And I'm also seeing that this person might have been looking like they were, I don't know, maybe not hiding something from you, but being a little bit not quite open with you. That's the feeling I'm getting here. So those two things are things that you really can't bear. You can't bear someone who isn't just upfront telling you how things are, how they feel, what's going on. And also another thing you can't bear is someone who can't take you as you are, or someone who doesn't accept you as you are. And maybe that was a part of you feeling a little bit not quite yourself and a little bit not quite as confident as you usually are. But once you have this person out of the way, totally out of your mind, out of your heart, your confidence is starting to pick back up again. I'm sorry, I'm not very clear in what I'm saying. I'm trying to kind of articulate what I'm saying. So yes, that's a part of you and your confidence coming back again. That's what I'm seeing. This is the real you. You're making things happen again. So the last card you have for your present is the High Priestess. Yes, same again. I'm seeing this person in the Death cards because the High Priestess can be about hiding things, secrets, mystery, all of that. It can be about a lot of different things, but that's what I'm seeing in this card at this time. This person might have been hiding things from you, or they might have given you the impression that they were. Now, whatever was going on, it was a feeling that kind of helped you to say, right, I'm totally going to finally move on from this person. I can't stand this feeling that something's not quite right. This person might be hiding something, and I just don't feel right about this. I want everything to be upfront, everything to be clear, everything to be clean cut, because that's the way you are. And this person just wasn't like that. So there was a lot of this going on around this person. So I'm seeing that, you know, now that you finally entered this is when you can finally come into yourself. So it's a similar thing that I was seeing in the Queen of Wands. So the first card you have for your future is the Magician. So this is turning into a fantastic reading. I mean, I love the Magician. The Magician's you, and also the Magician is obviously about manifesting whatever you want. So getting your confidence back, coming back into yourself, manifesting what you want, achieving these things I was seeing in the Knight of Wands and in the Queen of Wands. So yes, you are going to be moving forward quite quickly at this time. You're going to be achieving a lot of these things I'm seeing. I'm actually seeing a lot of smaller goals leading into kind of one great big huge goal. This is a huge goal at the end of all of this. And I'm seeing, I've been seeing this in a few of your readings actually, your path leading to some big huge goal. You did have a lot of change in your energy for a while, a bit of a slump in your energy I'm seeing back in the Nine of Cups, and that's where this all kind of came to a halt. Now this is all back again even more now that you have the Magician. Now I'm also seeing with this card that if you do have, you're not going to be on this great big amazing high for forever and ever, with the Magician and the Knight of Wands and all of these wands and this kind of rushing forward to achieve these things. There are always going to be ups and downs in your life. So at the moment, you're going to have the Magician, you're forging ahead, you're excited, you're confident, you're getting all of these things done. But you are going to come to a time where you are going to have a little bit of a slump in your confidence again. Now, when you come to that time, recognize what this is, recognize what it is you're telling yourself around this time, and recognize who you have around you at this time. And if you do all of these things, this is going to help you to minimize this coming up again in your future. So you might come to this time where you kind of think, I haven't got this energy anymore. I'm feeling a bit down. I'm a bit tired. I'm not very confident. I'm starting to get these feelings coming back again. So right at the very beginning, when you start to sense this is coming to you, think to yourself, who do I have around me? Can I distance myself from them for a while? You might have someone around you like this person I was seeing, saying to you in the Knight of Wands, saying, oh, you're dreaming, you can't do that. Or you might have someone who's around you like this person in the High Priestess, kind of saying to you, oh, can you change yourself? Or kind of saying, oh, I'm not going to tell you the truth about this. I'm going to be a bit mysterious. I'm going to keep things from you. All of that kind of thing was kind of making you have this slump in your confidence and then making you stop getting things done. So recognize all of that and try and distance yourself from all of these different factors before it gets too late and you get into a position where you're really, really lacking in energy and it's even more difficult for you to pull yourself out of that. I hope that makes sense. The next card you have for your future is the King of Cups. So some of these fantastic ideas that you have, some of these are going to be creative ideas that you have, and a lot of these different ideas, again, I'm seeing smaller goals building up into bigger goals. So you do have a lot, or you are going to have a lot of these very, very interesting, very innovative, creative ideas around what this thing is that you want to achieve. Now, I'm seeing that at this time, the King of Cups can be about keeping your emotions to yourself, keeping things to yourself. Now, your emotions at this time are very happy, very excited about achieving these things. You are going to keep a lot of this to yourself. I'm seeing you actually talking to people and saying, oh, I'd love to tell you these ideas. I have so many things I want to do. I'm doing, and you're just about to say it, and then you say to yourself, no, I can't say that. Because you might have this fear that people might leak your ideas out to other people, or they might use them themselves, or they might kind of tell people that you don't want to know about this. And I think, I don't want to make you paranoid, and people do say to me, oh, you make everyone paranoid. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to make you aware that it could very well be that some people might do the wrong thing with these ideas that you have. So your instincts are telling you to keep this quiet, keep these things to yourself. You're right to do that. Let me just say, you are right to keep these things to yourself until they're more established and you have them out and you have these ideas well on their way and you have everything protected. I hope that makes sense. So the last card you have for your future is the Fool. So yes, this is another reason why I'm seeing that you should keep things to yourself, some of these ideas to yourself until they're better established. I'm seeing this person around you. They might be a family member. I'm seeing that just came in. This person who's saying to yourself, oh, you're just dreaming. This is just a dream. This person might be around you at this time again, and they might be telling you to no, don't do this, don't do that, stop, have you thought about this? Play it safe, do this. Because I'm seeing this Fool who's about to jump off this cliff, and there's a little dog in the corner kind of jumping up and down, barking, saying, don't do that, please be safe, please be safe. Now, sometimes, obviously, it's a good idea to be safe. Clearly, if you're like this man and you're literally about to jump off a cliff, of course, it's a good idea to stop yourself from doing that. You're not doing anything very dangerous or bad. These are just ideas that you have that are going to send you onto a new level, onto some very, very big, very important thing in your life down the road, some big goal. you're right to go ahead with these things. You're right not to listen to this person who's trying to stop you. This person has always played it safe in their life. That's what I'm seeing. They've always played it safe. They've never done anything bold. They've never done anything different, anything out of the ordinary. They're more worried about what people think than what they think and what they want. You're totally different from this person. They do care about you. That's why they're trying to warn you, but you're just not going to listen to this person. It's not in you to do that. I'm seeing that in the Knight of Wands, and you're not going to do that now. You're going to rush ahead and do what you want to do, which is fantastic, which is pure Aries. Pure Aries. You're back in your element. You're back in your, in your full confidence. That's what I'm seeing, which is fantastic.